swallowed the pills, gulping all the water in the glass the pharmacist's mate handed him. He felt as if the salt water of the Pacific had sucked the moisture right out of him. Whatever was in the ointment besides zinc oxide, it smelled medicinal and vaguely noxious. It soothed the skin on his cheeks and neck and shoulders and the top of his back. "I wish you could rub it in my hair, too," Pete said. That was, of course, cut leatherneck short, so he had himself a sunburned scalp. "I will if you want me to," the pharmacist's mate said. "Nah, it'll be too messy," Pete decided after a moment's thought. He asked, "Can your scalp peel?" "Fucking A, it can," the Navy man said. "I've seen some bald guys who toasted their domes. It ain't pretty, man. Like dandruff, only more so." "Hot damn," Pete said resignedly. "So I've got something to look forward to, huh?" "Afraid so, McGrill." No, the pharmacist's mate hadn't been listening. And how big a surprise was that? He had bigger things to worry about than Pete's name. Off he went, briskly, to the guy in the next bed, who'd lost a sizable chunk of meat from one buttock and who'd sleep on his stomach, if he slept at all, for the foreseeable future. They got Pete out of the sickbay bed a day later. Since he'd come aboard the Ranger with not even the clothes on his back, they had to give him everything from skivvies on out. Nothing fit real well, and his shirt chafed his tender hide. But clothes make the man. Once he had on even these hand-me-downs, he felt like a Marine again. Ranger's Marine Detachment figured he was a leatherneck too. They'd lost a few men to the Japs near misses, and had several others worse off than Pete. He got to be low man on the 5-inch gun totem pole again, for the same reason as before. He was a new guy, and had no established place of his own. He didn't fret over it the way a more reflective man might have. It was useful duty, and duty he knew he could do. His gun chief was a tobacco-chewing Okie sergeant named Bob Cullum. He had a narrow, ferrety face, cold blue eyes that seemed to look every which way at once, and hands with slim, almost unnaturally long fingers. A surgeon's fingers, or a fiddler's. He guided the dual-purpose gun with a delicacy and precision Joe or Sadi would have envied. Unless some other ship had plucked Joe out of the Pacific, he was dead. Pete hoped for the best there, but expected the worst. Cullum's long, slim fingers had another talent, too. They could make a deck of cards sit up and beg. Since Pete came into the Ranger naked as the day he was born, that didn't matter much to him. Cullum said, "Hey, if you want to play, I can front you. If you end up losing it, pay me back when we get into Pearl." "Thanks, but I'll pass," Pete said. "Never been much of a gambler, and I don't want to do it on borrowed money." That wasn't strictly true. He didn't add that Cullum seemed a little too eager, though. Anybody who could set the cards jitterbugging like that could probably make them behave in all kinds of interesting and profitable ways. He must have sounded sincere, because the other sergeant didn't get mad. "Well, maybe you ain't as dumb as you look then," he said. His drawl and Pete's adenoidal Bronx accent were halfway toward being foreign languages to each other. "Up yours too, Mac," Pete said. He didn't sound, and wasn't, especially pissed off. But if Cullum wanted to make something of it, he was ready. Sometimes you had to go through crap like that when you found yourself in a new place. He figured Bob Cullum was faster than he was, but he had 2 inches and at least 20 pounds on the other leatherneck. Things evened out. Cullum thought it over. Pete must have said it the right way because he seemed willing to let it alone. "And the horse you rode in on," he replied, also mildly. He eyed Pete. "You look kind of like a raggedy-ass scarecrow, you know." "Only things that fit are my shoes," Pete agreed. He spread his hands. "Shit, what can you do, though?" "Let me work on it," Cullum said. "I've been on the Ranger since she was commissioned, and if I ain't the best scrounger aboard, I don't know who the hell would be." "Okay."